What's up everybody, FC here from E-MTB Review, and today I am going to review this tried and true Saris MHS rack. This rack is so strong that it shocked even them. It used to have a 60-pound bike rating and now it's got a 100-pound bike rating once they tested it. Alright, crazy, huh? So it's been around a few years and it is a modular system. This is the 2+1 system, meaning 2 rails, and you can add a +1, a little different rail, but $200 for the skeleton, the base right here, and $350 for each rail. And like I said, it's a very strong rack. You know, they shocked even them, and they have a 100-pound rating for each rail right here, you know, once they tested it. And this thing is beefy, 2-inch hitch, steel, American construction, made in Madison, Wisconsin. And I've taken it on a bunch of road tests. I'm going to show you how to mount a bike right now. I'm going to give you strengths, weaknesses, and the bottom line for this rack if you are considering it. All right. Okay, so first let me just go through the basic how to use it. And it's got a very handy handle right there. And then one-handed operation with the arms. You hit the lever and then you can do it, lift it up with your other hand, which is very important because you want one hand free so you can manipulate or support the bike. And what I'm going to do right now for you guys is I'm going to mount an e-bike, a fairly light one, and this is about a 43-pounder. So front, rear, and then all I need to do is push it in, front, rear, and we are good to go. This thing is solid. It's not gonna go anywhere. This is only, and it's about half the capacity of this rail. So that, in a nutshell, is its strength. You know, you can tilt it up, down. The lever's right here. You don't have to reach anywhere. It's right here. Okay, and let me talk about the options before I go to the pros and cons. There's a lock, by the way, that comes built in, you know. And the key for the lock is shared between here and on the hitch. So you only need one key to manipulate, to lock the bike and to lock the rack. Okay, so the two options that are interesting, one is a light system. This one right here, this is $189, and it's pretty cool. It got a little flex to it. What's special about it is it's integrated. The wire goes in the skeleton, and you can see it while the rack is down or while the rack is up. It's got like that omnidirectional visibility. And at first I was like, man, how am I going to install it? You know, I don't have the right adapter, but it has a 4-pin flat wire, and all you need to do is just go to Amazon and say what kind of truck you have, and you know, $7 adapter. So it's not as hard as I initially thought. The other option is a ramp. When you get into heavier bikes, you know, a ramp is handy. Expensive, $189, but it's very durable steel as well, and it kind of slides out. Very supportive. That ramp is good for up to 80 pounds. Very handy. Okay, it can handle up to a 53-inch wheelbase, and it is a wide rack. It's about 64 inches long end to end. Okay, next thing I like to do is take it on my standard speed bump test. Maybe I did some driving, but the speed bumps really are a telling sign of what this rack can do, because I'm gonna ram through the speed bumps, you know, flat in and then on a diagonal level. And it's really cool because you could use them as a basis comparison. I do all my rack testing with the same speed bumps. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the bike off so you see how easy it is, and I'm going to give you pros and cons of this bike rack. They have a wheel chock, by the way, that you can install. It's optional. You don't need to do it. I think if you have very heavy bikes, do a lot of off-roading, it prevents this twisting of the front wheel. But I find I don't need to do it. They also have an optional strap, you know, in case there's lift. You just fly up in the air, the wheel will go up, but that's not necessary either, and that's not something you see on all the competition, so I'm not so interested in that one. But you do have that option if you have a very demanding need. So one thing cool is these arms, they go all the way to the ground, and so all you need to do is you can actually roll these bikes off as well. So I'm gonna use your brakes. So, okay. So let me fold it up and I'll talk about pros and cons. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about cons. That's probably what you want to hear about first, and then I'll talk about the pros and who this product is for. So the first con is it's getting a little bit old. It's kind of clunky, kind of loud. You know, it does attract attention every time like we're doing this at the trailhead. So you know, it's a little rough on the edges compared to the competition, which is very kind of sophisticated these days. Another con is these arms. These arms, although one-handed operation, they do drop to the ground after a certain point, and it kind of scratches them up. You know, it'd be nice if it was a little more supported as it's going down to the ground. Another con is it's very wide. So, you know, as I said, 64 inches is super wide for the wheelbase that it supports, which is 53. So the proportion is a little bit off compared to the competition. A con of this rack, because it's so beefy, is it's very heavy. Hard to put on and off your vehicle. 76.38 pounds. Wow, that's legit. The biggest pro of this rack is how strong it is. 100 pounds per bike, you know, that is just really good. And I think they feel confident because they've tested it that way. So very strong rack. Another pro is it's stable and it's solid. You know, you crank those arms in, you know, the arms are strong, and with the wheel chock, very solid even in the off-road. And then the one-handed operation of the arms is darn good. The options are a pro. These lights I think are well conceived, well designed, and the ramp as well. Now they are expensive. You know, I've seen the competition have ramps for $100 and they're good enough. So I'm not sure why 189 is a high price to pay. Another pro as well is to adjust the wheel adjustment. It's you know, you don't need tools. And to tilt the rack is the easiest, I think, of some of the competition. So there you go, Saris MHS, not the newest, not the fanciest rack, but it's kind of a workhorse, and 100 pounds per bike, that's pretty darn good.